Welcome to today's webinar, Leveraging PlanGrid Throughout the Construction Lifecycle. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your GoToWebinar control panel, not in the chat panel. Also, a recorded version of this webinar will be available on our website and YouTube channel within a couple of days. You'll receive an email with the link when it's available. Before we jump into the webinar, I'd like to introduce Microdesk. Microdesk was founded in 1994 as an Autodesk reseller with a simple mission: to assist architecture, engineering, construction, owner, and GIS firms with improving workflows and integrating project delivery technologies. 26 years later, and that mission still holds true. Microdesk is a well-established AECO consulting firm with 13 offices in the US and UK. We have over 230 AECO consultants, solution specialists, and software developers that can help in all sectors, all disciplines, and all stages. Some of the hottest topics in the AECO world are globalization, urbanization, and sustainability. Urbanization studies suggest that the US will build 114 cities the size of Boston in the next 30 years. Here at Microdesk, we can help to make sure you're prepared to meet these demands. We use software from industry leaders and combine it with our vision and passion for sustainability to meet the demands of urbanization. Our team of industry expert consultants are redefining project delivery and asset management. We're committed to helping clients realize the business benefits of BIM quickly and economically by facilitating the use of innovative technologies and processes. Whether it's streamlining your design, construction, or operations, our consulting team is the nation's largest and most experienced group of AECO technology consulting professionals. Microdesk clients represent some of the nation's largest and most respected organizations and public agencies, including the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Denver Airport, Robert A.M. Stern, and Columbia University, among many others. To help support the industry with the demands of urbanization, we provide full-service consulting. This includes building information modeling services, enterprise strategy and workflow assessments, technology management, mentoring and support, application development, and much, much more. We partner with world leaders such as Autodesk and IBM to utilize innovative technologies and methodologies to empower sustainable design and overcome local challenges. Our vision is to reduce the environmental impact of urbanization by helping the AECO industry to design, construct, and operate better projects more efficiently by leveraging the full potential of BIM, VDC, and asset management. Now, Microdesk Strategic Implementation Manager, Angela Sun, will jump in to take you through today's webinar. Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for the introduction to Microdesk. Before I jump into our presentation, first of all, I want to check if everybody can hear me well. All right, I think so. So before I jump into our presentation today, I want to thank everyone for joining us. My name is Angela. I'm currently a data manager at Microdesk. In the past 6 years of working at Microdesk, I've worked on implementing technology solutions and processes at several architectural design and construction firms in New York City. This past year, I have transitioned to work with our enterprise asset management team to help bring our passion in BIM to FM philosophy to our clients that are also owners and developers. So that's probably just about enough about myself. Let's jump right into today's presentation on PlanGrid. So as we all know, a building's life cycle starts with design and planning. Once the project is bid, pre-construction activities start. This is also when all kinds of documentation start to flow among all the stakeholders, and that's not limited to just construction personnel, but also the owners, architects, engineers, inspectors, and so on. Having an app like PlanGrid is going to contribute to the success of the project because the platform itself facilitates very smooth collaboration among all these parties. So what is PlanGrid exactly? PlanGrid is a construction productivity software that aims to make technology intuitive, impactful, that all people in construction, regardless of their roles, positions, and responsibilities, will be able to use it without any learning curve. Some of the main advantages of PlanGrid are, first, it is cloud-based. So as soon as your team members sign into the application, they will be prompted to sync of any changes. PlanGrid is also 24/7, meaning you can access the project information from literally anywhere. And when everything you need is right at your fingertips, you can easily collaborate anywhere, anytime. Once implemented, PlanGrid is also going to serve as the central repository for all construction information, serving as SSOT, which is short for Single Source of Truth. This will save project teams tons of time by avoiding redundancies, inconsistent information, and also misinterpretations, all of which often lead to very expensive construction rework. Lastly, I want to mention that PlanGrid was designed specifically for the field, meaning it is designed to target many of our pain points we continue to encounter at construction sites on a daily basis. So in the next few slides, we'll showcase some of the best features of PlanGrid and discover how to leverage PlanGrid from the very beginning to the end of a project. Before jumping into discussing all the pain points and how PlanGrid is able to help with those, I wanted to mention that PlanGrid was first developed back in 2012, along with the rise of mobile devices, including iPads, Android tablets, and iPhones. The mobility of these devices is truly the foundation of PlanGrid and what we're able to do now these days in our construction industry. So as shown on this slide, PlanGrid is an application that also can be used when you're back in the office through a web browser. So now let's jump into discussing the very top pain point that most construction personnel have identified, which is document management. So does your team suffer from loss of time from pushing lots of paper? Does your project have designated document managers just to manage the submittals and RFI processes full time? Now imagine a complete solution that addresses the complexity of approval sequences and takes tracking dates and other important information out of your job description. As you can see in this highlighted box, at a quick glance, you are able to see how many submittals are in the pipeline, how many are completed, how many are upcoming, overdue, and also they are waiting for revise and resubmit. Breaking down even further, you can quickly understand how many submittals are currently pending yourself, your team, and so on. When clicking into each submittal package, you'll be able to see more details, such as submitted date, current status, reviewers, and so forth. So in this very example on the screen here, you can easily see that this submittal package is for concrete product data. It is pending, revise and resubmit, currently on revision 1, and review should be completed by April 30th. Since it's a revise and resubmit, you can also see that previous review notes that are left under the history on the right-hand box. So continuing with submittals, just because this is such a big topic, such big portion of construction process, PlanGrid has also designed a great feature where it can automatically generate a submittal log by digesting your project spec book. By simply doing a drag and drop to upload your PDF shown here in this video, PlanGrid then scans through that spec book that you just uploaded and generates a submittal log and creates an immediate list of submittal register items. Let me just stay on this slide for a moment just to see this video completely for 1 second. So simply dragging and dropping a PDF here, letting it analyze, which will spit out an automatic submittal log here. Okay, so let's jump into the next one. So very similar to the submittal process, the submittal module in PlanGrid, the RFI module has also an automated review workflow once RFIs are submitted through the app. All users on a project can now directly submit an RFI in the field through their mobile device, saving time to go back and forth between construction site and trailer. RFIs can also be linked to the master set that everyone will be looking at, so that when people are reviewing individual sheets in the master set, they can also see areas that are linked to the RFIs. And for those who may not have a PlanGrid license that also are part of the project, you do not have to worry. They can respond to the RFIs through their email, and all communication will still be tracked in PlanGrid. In addition to the submittal and RFI modules, PlanGrid also offers unlimited document storage regardless of your organization's subscription to PlanGrid. This makes it a complete document management package. Users can attach as many documents as they like. He also supports upload of most file formats, including DWG, which we commonly use in our construction industry, Excel, images, and so on. So once uploaded, they can be linked back to the master set, creating a very convenient shortcut, linking key information. The platform also allows for comments to include tagging of names, references to sheets, and documents. This will save everyone tons of time from sifting through hundreds and maybe thousands of files that are present throughout the construction process. So now imagine not having to pay for full-time document managers for your project. When information is tracked in one central repository, everyone is a document manager for the project. Save your team money from not having to hire full-time document managers, and also save your team a lot of time from allowing information to be found instantly throughout project lifecycle. Another important part of document management is obviously sheet versions. That's something we deal with periodically throughout the construction process. So in PlanGrid, you can select 2 sheets, align the sheets if needed, but most likely they will already be aligned, assuming the architect is using the same title block, leaving the drawings in the same place each time. You can realign them if needed and review their differences. Overlay sheets will appear in 2 different colors, one in red and then the other one in blue. And if you're a general contractor for a big project, this feature is going to allow you to quickly validate all the new drawing changes issued by the architect and check them against their revision narratives, which obviously will improve the accuracy of your change orders, which is a big deal. So a little more about document management, we want to talk about markups. When taking notes down in the field, we all know that pen and paper are no longer the best instruments. With PlanGrid's 12 markup tools, everyone can take down notes efficiently in the field. So these tools are clouds, arrows, pen, and highlighter, text, shapes, task stamps, which are kind of like punches, punch lists, and issues, hyperlinks, measurements, and photo markups. So as you can see on the right-hand side, one can add notes easily with just a couple clicks, especially on their mobile devices. If you're using the same markup tool repeatedly, you can also choose to lock that tool for the time being so that you don't have to choose the tool again and again between markups. And know that once you add markups to a sheet, these are still your personal markups. When ready, you can choose to publish these markups to the master set so that everyone can review. My own personal best practice is to quickly add all the markups in the field and review for any inaccuracies or typos that I may have made when I'm back in the office, and then publish them all at once to the team using this feature here. So now imagine everyone's loving the markup tool. And now that all the field engineers are marking up sheets with over 100 annotations, it's going to be pretty difficult to find a specific annotation. PlanGrid designed layers to help just that. First, select annotations you've just added, create a layer, and assign them to that layer. So let's say today I'm walking on the site to locate all areas with ceiling clearance issues. I can create a layer and name that layer ceiling clearance items. When reviewing markups back in the office, I can simply filter by layers to see exactly the markups that I just did. Besides layers, you can also filter by assign to, also color, personal versus published, tag, and so on. Another cool trick in PlanGrid that I found to be very, very helpful is the recently viewed button. When jumping between automatic hyperlinks, reference sheets, it's really easy to get lost. Once you tap the recently viewed button, it will display a list of most recent sheets you've visited in order. So tap on a sheet to jump right back there. Another really nice to have here is the eyeball button right here, shown on the top right-hand side. When there are too many markups on a sheet, you can click on this icon to turn off all the markups at once and only see the original sheet itself. Another great tool, which we talked about earlier in previous slides, is measurement. This tool is fantastic when an area in a drawing is without dimensions. And when you're working in the field, you just need a quick dimension. But before taking a measurement, remember to take time to calibrate your sheet first to ensure your measurement is as accurate as possible. As you can see here, you can do a measurement on length and also an area as well. Another functionality that will enhance your team's workflow is definitely field reports. To start, use existing templates to create a new template to establish a new form. Or you can even upload an existing PDF, and PlanGrid will digest the contents for you. So once your form is established, all team members will be able to fill out the same form on the app directly in the field. So when your field inspectors go out on site to do a walkthrough and be filling in their checklist, they don't have to wait to go back to their office to complete their daily checklists. Forms also include very intuitive features such as photos, materials, equipment, tasks, signatures, and so on, so that you can design your form very intuitively. In the latest enhancements, PlanGrid has also added a workflow portion to the field reports. As seen on this slide here, one can now design forms that involve multiple contributors in a sequence, or also multiple contributors in parallel. So this is certainly a great way to collaborate on forms when the form itself requires a few approvals before the final submission. Ooh, let's go back. And the last but certainly not the least, I want to talk about PlanGrid's latest feature, which is the bin feature, and how it's a powerful tool to be leveraged for any construction project if a Revit model is available. Since becoming part of the Autodesk family, PlanGrid has made powerful enhancements to its bin features. To activate this functionality, users begin by first installing its free plugin to export the model to PlanGrid. So this export process not only allows a 3D model to be uploaded, but also to upload your 2D sheets directly from the Revit model to avoid multiple data entry. Again, that's something we want to avoid by having to retype or re-enter any data, right? So all sheet data, including sheet numbers, names, and scale, and all the other information that you choose to transfer will be uploaded to PlanGrid. Once the export is done, to view the 3D model, you must be on a single sheet. So as you can see in the screenshot here, you can see all the blue items are the ones that have a 3D element to it. To view the 3D model, you must be on the on sheets itself. In the bottom right corner, there is a blue button labeled bin, and that will highlight all these areas for you. Once the element is clicked, you can now see all these properties that are exported from the Revit model, which is extremely helpful when you're on site. And you can simply now click into each property to review the data, or also you can do viewing 3D to jump to view the element in 3D space. So now if you have experience in using mobile apps on construction, this part is going to look very similar. It looks slightly similar to BIM 360 Glue and other construction cloud software. So tap the ruler icon to take a quick measurement and tap 2 points in the model to calculate the X, Y, and Z planes. And you can simply select Done to close out the measurement mode. The interface also provides a really easy transition between 2D and 3D so that when working in the field, users can jump back and forth quickly and obtain valuable data that's current and accurate. So that was just some of the top functionalities that are part of PlanGrid. By having PlanGrid as your management application throughout construction process, your project will be able to leverage tools that lead to significant time and money savings. And again, when all information is in one central place, the chance of encountering inconsistencies will be greatly reduced, which also means that a lot of less finger pointing, right? So that's what I prepared for all of you guys today. So thank you so much for everyone to tune in today. I hope you all found this presentation to be helpful in learning what PlanGrid has to offer for construction processes. So now, Melissa, I think we'll just open the floor now to everyone. If there's any questions, if you have any questions, please go ahead and use the questions feature as mentioned earlier. Let's just wait a couple more minutes in case we have any questions that are they're gonna come in the next few minutes. All right, so I think if you have any questions, feel free to contact us using the information shown here. You can reach out to us and be sure to check back to our YouTube channel for this recording if you need. And once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending time to review what PlanGrid has to offer for construction processes. Have a good day.